live. I'm gonna start.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the September 8th board meeting for Academy Lafayette. Second one of the year. So can I first get a motion to approve the agenda as presented to you?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yay. All right, stakeholder comments, I do not believe we have any.
Here.
Okay. So then we'll move, can I get a motion to approve the August 11th meeting minutes that you reviewed in the folder?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. That moves us to governance, and that is you, Dana. Yeah, the only thing we have to report this month is just we need to do some of our sunshine law and communications, especially as board members to parents or with parents training, and so, ta-da!
So I know you might have a good size agenda, it looks like, but I'm going to go over some of the highlights. So as a quasi-governmental entity, you are sanctioned by statute, you're created by statute. You are managing state and federal dollars and have been given authority to operate by the state, which is why you have the quasi-governmental designation. If you are a board member, you probably had the pleasure of filling out the ethics because they need to keep up with you as guardians of state funds. And so because of all those issues, we are governed by the Sunshine Law. It's under section 610.010 et al. And essentially it says we have to have open meetings. And most people think, oh, it's just our board meeting. No, it's not just your board meeting. It is committee meetings as well. So you have to post dates when you're having the meeting. You have to have minutes from those meetings, and those minutes have to be available to the public. Now, some of my schools actually post theirs online, others don't. The issue is availability to the public. So for the schools who don't post on the website, they usually have some kind of little designation. If you're interested in seeing the minutes, please contact XYZ, and people will come in and sit and look at the minutes until they're sick of them. But they have to be available. The minutes have to be available within, a draft copy should be available within 72 hours of the meeting. So today is Monday, so by Thursday morning, somebody should be able to see what your minutes say, subject to the fact that they're draft and they have not been approved, and then the finalized minutes are put in the next meeting.
And Dana, we have, the minutes will be taken, they're put in a folder, but they aren't public, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then when we approve them, they do get posted on the website, so we're all.
That's perfect. And if somebody came in on Thursday and said, we'd like to see your minutes, they would see a draft copy.
Yep.
Again, the key is accessibility. The Sunshine Law came about in the early 70s after Nixon and Watergate and all the shenanigans associated with that. And they're like, we want our government to be open. We don't want behind the wall deals going on. So this is the result of that. In addition to being compliant in terms of notice of your meetings, access to your minutes, there are certain subjects that are closed, and that's when you all go into closed session. There's a very specific process for that. Someone makes a motion, another person seconds, and then you do a roll call vote because we want the record to reflect who voted to close the meeting. Typically, when a motion is made for closed session, either the person making the motion or your able president will say we're going into closed session to discuss legal items or specific personnel, people in personnel, or a specific student's records, because those records are closed. Some other ones that are closed would be if you are buying property or selling property, the discussions around that would be closed so you all can get the best price, whether you're selling it or buying it. and any kind of legal discussion. So if we are discussing a matter that has legal consequence, those can go into closed session. You can talk to me. We can talk over. The key to closed session, though, kind of rests with you. Because if we come out of closed session and then you go and talk to your dear friend about, you won't believe what Dana said, then you have thrown away all the protections in the world. So closed session is closed for a reason. And then, of course, when you come out of closed session, you do a vote, it's a roll call vote, and then your president will announce if there was a vote and what was the result of that vote. Closed session minutes are taken, and those minutes are approved in the next closed session that you have. So let's say you have a couple of meetings with no closed session. You don't want to go into closed session to approve the minutes, because then you're going to have minutes for that closed session to approve. It gets crazy, so don't do that.
And that's why we still have a few closed session, at least one closed session minutes to approve, because we haven't, from last year, because we haven't gone into closed session again yet.
So, and that's okay, as long as you don't get lost in the works,
Yeah.
and you get those closed. I would say if you have, that you don't want to close this year out without trying to get that tidied up. There is, you don't want to be 2027.
Yes.
You got closed minutes for 2025, so you need to use some
Okay,
guidance with
like
that.
maybe if we don't have a closed session by December, then do call one to, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, just so it doesn't get lost in translation. Communication. So, it's going to happen. Something will happen this year, or something doesn't have to happen this year, and a parent's going to call you and say, I don't like that. Or, I would like for you to do X. Or, why didn't the school do Y? It's worse if it's somebody you really know or that you're friends with. We have so many board members who are actual parents here, and that can be good and bad, because then or these are your friends, or they're your children's friends, and they're looking at you like thinking they got the inside track, and then you're like, well, not really. And so being careful about communication. So general communications where somebody's asking about, why is the school now making our kids put their telephones up? Say, this is a policy that's come down, but if you really want to have a deeper dive with that, it'd be better if you talk to our board president or Mr. Banks. You don't want to be the messenger. You don't want to give the wrong information. They're like, well, so-and-so said, when it goes the wrong way. If it is a critical issue, it is something that's going on, particularly if it's a closed session kind of item, there's something going on with the staff person or a particular student, and that has happened every year. Something happens and people are like, what y'all doing? Why did da-da-da-da-da? It is imperative that you don't speak on it. We are not allowed to talk about those things. If you want to have a conversation, please contact our board president. And I'm not putting this on the board president like, just dump everything on her. But the reality is, he or she who wears the crown, they also are going to be the face. If it goes south, she's going to be the one on Channel 41. So don't give her additional issues. No, we don't want that, but don't give her additional issues that have to wrestle because you were doing it. So it's just, we don't want to be closed off from the people that we're serving, because that's what you're doing. But you also have to be mindful that they're not responsible to answering to the greater public about all the issues. One last thing, and this will also happen over the course of the years, you're going to have some parents show up and they're going to want to talk to the board about whatever they want to talk to the board about. In our meetings, the meetings are your opportunity to take care of the business of the school. This is not the opportunity for the public to come in and say, you remember that time you did? That's not what this is for. They can come and, if they sign up through the appropriate process and share for 3 minutes whatever's on their mind or whatever they need to share. But you all, even in your meeting, don't have to respond to that. You just say thank you, and we will consider it. Keep it moving, and then you can have a discussion offline, or not. There's nothing that requires you to respond to what is being brought before you. And I've seen meetings go way south because people are like, well, then what happened? And it's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. So that's a very high level, hopefully keep us basically out of trouble. And I will turn it back over to your people president.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have a question.
No.
Troublemaker.
In the good old days before COVID, we used to post our meeting on the doors.
Yes,
I would post one here at Cherry and Rock.
yes.
So, do we still have to do that now that we send it by email?
And you send it, but you don't have everybody in the world's email, right? Like
Okay.
Joe Blow, who may be thinking about sending their kids to Academy Lafayette that you don't know at all, may want to come to a board meeting. So you either need to post it on your website.
That's what we do also.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then you don't have to post on the door.
On the doors.
As long as it's available to the
Okay.
public, whether it's on the door, and we did it on the door because we didn't have email.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
when charter school started, I had long flowing hair with no gray in it. That was our way to get it to the public. But yeah, if you're posting on your website, you're good.
In terms of questions from the audience, like if somebody speaks, and I'm like, today Dr. Sanders is going to give us an update during the president's report, so I'm not talking about that, but just, JC wants to chime in, or Lena, we have to stop it, right?
Well, first of all, they have to be recognized. They shouldn't, if somebody just gets up and starts talking in the middle of your meeting, that's a whole other set of issues.
But even if they're just chiming in on something we're thinking through,
We
is that,
say thank you, but
Okay.
this is not the time and place. And we also should remind people when they're presenting of how much time you're giving.
okay,
Because people think you want to hear everything that happened, and that may not be true.
Okay.
It probably isn't true. So when I recommend to whoever's leading the meeting to remind people, okay, you have 3 minutes to share, I'll keep my own 5.
yeah,
They might be offended, but that's okay.
okay. Yeah, I probably haven't been stringent on that.
Well,
I will be now.
don't do it just because I'm here. Even though I'm doing this.
I know you are. All right, any other questions? All right, the only other thing I'm going to add, because I can't remember if I did at the last meeting, is that Nathaniel is now chairing governance committee. Did I say that? So anyway. And we've already updated it on the calendar, but we did make a time change to the governance committee meetings. So, if you're ever all just wanting to join, just check the calendar because it's changed a couple of hours. And that's just a reminder to the other committee chairs, if you are changing a time, finance committee, I think we moved it 45 minutes. Yeah, we just need to let communication at Academy Lafayette know to update that on the calendar. So, you're like, got it. Okay, that's it on governance. And the only reason I talked for Nathaniel the whole time was just because he had an emergency meeting and couldn't attend the last meeting, so he'll talk in the future.
All right, so for Finance Committee, first thing is the accounts payable. And so for the August transactions, just a few highlights here that were also in the packet. So Chicago Title, we paid them just about $32,000, and that was for the Armor refinance, and so title and legal fees. We had budgeted about $15,000 for that, so we're about $17,000 over budget on that item. Just the closing fees were more than what we had anticipated there. Citywide Facility Solutions, they're the ones that do the janitorial service. We paid them for July and August activity in August, so 2 months worth of activity essentially. But it also, that $56,000 also includes a credit for them not working all of July. So just know that. And then Mid-America Golf and Landscape, they're the ones that did the turf projects at both Cherry and Oak campus. It's part of the Go Bond that's going on. And so the first draw was paid in August, $443,000. There's another slide here in a few slides that I'll go over all of those projects that we have cooking right now. But that was just the first draw on that turf project. And then the last one there, just to highlight, is Trips Lawn Care. They're also a construction company, but they go by Trips Lawn Care as well. Paid them $27,000 for their normal monthly mowing and spraying, but then also they helped with summer projects, moving furniture around with the classrooms that need to be painted and just moved within the buildings. And then also they helped with some of the bus lot projects as well. Any questions over the accounts payable transactions?
Nope. Can we get a motion to approve the August 2025 transactions?
So moved.
Second? Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So for the finance report, July is somewhat of a not too much going on month, but just from a high level, from cash in, cash out perspective, we did spend more than we received by about $1.2 million. But when we compare that to last July, same thing, we spent more than we received, but by $300,000. Big difference there though is with like the Go Bond projects that we have going on, we have to pay for those and we'll be reimbursed in future months. So that was one big item, difference between 2 years. And then also we bought 2 vans in July for $99,000. These are the financial statements also in the packet that Adams puts together. This will become more and more informative throughout the year because this has the forecast on it. We'll talk more about that as the year goes on. But main point, if you look on the left-hand side of all those numbers, towards the bottom where it says net income, that $1.1 million that we spent more than we received is noted there. So about 1.2 million we spent more than we received.
So before you admit there's 2 worrying, this does not include the adjustment for the revenue that we're getting every month. Right now we're using a budget amount of the per water formula for each kid that's on campus. And so far what we've been receiving is higher. It's likely it's going to stay higher. We don't know by how much higher, but it's very likely the revenue line is going to go up.
And that's also noted here on this slide too. We haven't made any changes to the forecast yet, but we are going to hone in on that with the August close. And then also, one of the differences is $80,000 increase in business insurance. So the renewals came back more than what we were expecting in June. So once we got the renewals, the actual renewals in July, they came in $80,000 more than what we had expected. And that's the liability insurance and also the property insurance. And so if you remember, Heartland no longer would service us, so we had to go out to the market, and so it was just higher for the property insurance. And so going back to those bond projects that we talked about, the Cherry roof is done. That one was $658,000. The Oak roof is done, $504,000. And then those turf projects, like I mentioned, we paid $443,000, and then the final is submitted for $154,000, so a total of almost $600,000 for the turf projects. So those, all the essentially Go Bond projects that we had going over the summer are complete, and we are turning those into KCPS and Esky & Associates to then be reimbursed in November. And right now, they've gone out to the market for the $50 million in the bonds for the charters. So it's in process. And then just the table there at the bottom, just kind of give you a timeline of those Go Bond projects right now. So the roof, obviously done, turf's done. With the gymnasium, auditorium, we're expecting summer, fall of 2026. The windows for Oak, 2026, summer 2026, and then HVAC. We have put an RFP out on the website, so that one the Cherry HVAC in the auditorium may happen faster than the summer, fall 2026 with the Oak HVAC. Any questions over the financials or those bond projects? Yeah. Something else we talked about in finance was just the stipend rate increases. So there hasn't been a stipend rate change since 2022-2023 school year. So it's overdue. And so we talked about the main areas where we are increasing is just by $5 an hour. And the impact there is just with taxes, it's about $25,000 to our bottom line. We have no concerns in finance about that. We can sustain that $25,000 increase for after-school activities. And then also the rate schedule also clarifies just some sections. For example, we have a relocation stipend for the staff that travel internationally, that relocate to the U.S. from abroad. And so we just define that on the stipend schedule. It wasn't there previously.
Can you repeat that, Stephen? Are you saying the relocation stipend is separate from this?
No, it's at the very bottom.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
And what do you generally pay stipends for?
After school activities, also committee work,
Academic support mainly.
academic support,
So when the teachers run a club, for example, they get a stipend.
after school clubs, yep.
But the main one is academic support is take more money.
Any
And
questions over?
sports, everything, coaching.
Yeah, coaching for the sports too. Any questions over the proposed rate schedule?
Is there something to compare it against? I mean, I assume you've got other rates through the state or general area.
General area.
Yeah.
It wasn't included in the packet, but we can certainly circulate that if you'd like
Okay,
to.
I mean, good to know that, yeah, we looked at that.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the increase to the stipends?
So moved.
Second.
Tiebreaker. Arm wrestle. All right, any more discussion, questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Right. This is something we looked at last month, but we didn't vote on. And so we talked about this tax exempt bond reimbursement resolution. So this is separate from the GO bond. So keep that in mind. This is not the GO bond. This is if we fund outside of that $13.6 million that we received from the GO bonds, just another method for financing debt that we have, and then also additional projects that we have. This would allow us to formally declare the intent to be reimbursed by future bond proceeds, tax bond proceeds. And so it also allows the school to be eligible to be reimbursed for soft costs, so architecture fees, engineering fees, legal fees, consulting fees, etc. And so it just allows the school to be reimbursed for future, for current fees on future bond proceeds.
All right.
Can I get a clarification on that? So does that mean like right now, because we have not, don't have that figure in our, I guess, a procedure, that right now we can't get reimbursed for those legal costs or whatever?
For those legal costs, yes. So
Okay.
if we did like a feasibility study for the gymnasium or some other project,
Right,
and we don't have this in place, and we
Yes.
get bonds in the future,
yes,
we would not be able to be reimbursed for that
Okay.
expense right now,
gotcha.
or in the future, because we haven't adopted this reimbursement
That's, I just
resolution.
want to get the clarification on it. So this would be for future projects, yeah, future bonds.
Yes,
Thank you.
good question.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the tax exempt bond reimbursement resolution? Okay, can I get a second? Any more discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Allison,
All right. Thank you. Development Committee report, we still haven't met. I am sorry, but we are meeting this month. So I hope you guys were able to see that. Gloria and Hannah, who is not here today. Here we go. So segueing from the bond updates that Stephen gave, I just wanted to briefly share a little bit of the development and communication that we have been sending out to our families and communities. So you all should have received this as board members or as community members, hopefully, but we have created a bond project updates website. It's a pretty simple link, academylafayette.org/bond. If you go out there, we will be regularly updating where we stand with our project status. So if you go today, you'll see that it shows, I should just screenshot on here, it'll show the projects we have completed, the projects that are in progress, and the ones that have not been started. Specifically as it relates to the bond money commitments we made last April 2025. We also have on there timelines, so those projects that, for every project under that commitment, a timeline of when we expect to start those projects. And then below that, we also have additional capital improvement projects that we, or that you as a board have approved for this upcoming school year, or leadership has approved, and where those statuses are too. So in addition, thankfully, in addition to the bond commitments we made, we have the opportunity to continue capital improvements across the school in a variety of ways, like the Oak Playground, the vans that we purchased this summer to help us grow and provide accessibility to our families and students. So that will be updated regularly. If by regularly, I'll probably mean every couple of months as we get updates. Cash raffle, that is starting very soon. Just as a reminder to you all as a board, most of the funds that are raised under the development committee are fall up into the annual fund. Exception to that are various grants that we receive for certain situations. The fund a need, that we segment that out as well. Almost every other school-run event fundraiser falls up to the annual fund so that we can use those as conditionless funding. That's not the right word, but we can use those for operations as they come up. Fundraising is about 3% of our operating budget every year, and so it's pretty. When it comes to fundraising, it's pretty important for us to hit some of these goals so that we can hit our budgeted needs for this year operationally. Raffle starting, $100,000 is our goal. It is a 4-week event this year, so we've shortened it down a week pretty strategically. We kind of felt like last year, the last 2 weeks were really dragging on, so we're doing a lot more to get that $100,000 down in the first 4 weeks. I think that's okay. The last week after everybody has done their selling, we really are only getting about $1,000 a day compared to like 20,000, 15,000. So $10,000 winner is going to be announced on Food by You, and the winner does not need to be present to win. All of this information, it was in your packet, but I just shared it here too for anybody who might be listening and is unfamiliar with the raffle. Purchase Anywhere, I think, was fun this year, and we will make sure to show you next month. We are doing a t-shirt design again. Students used to do this, and then due to time constraints and various things, we went back to a standard, adult design t-shirt the last couple of years. We are going back to doing the student t-shirt design contest. So if any of you are parents in the room or on the WebEx, you have probably heard about this already, hopefully heard about this already. And it's just like a fun way to get our students pumped up for the raffle before we kick off on the 26th.
How much did we raise last year for this cash raffle?
That's a great question. I should have put that in there. We were at 117.
More than 100,000.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for that. Next month I will make sure to put those in here, just so that you guys have reference. Yeah, absolutely. All right, this is just for reminders. Generations Day is coming up. Volunteers are needed to help plan these days and make them successful. This if you as a board member are looking for some good ways to get involved in the school too, I highly encourage you to attend one of these events. It's kind of fun to see and welcome other generations, not just parents, into our school and introduce them to Academy Lafayette and what this type of special education and unique education means to our students and our community. So just have those, they're on the calendar, but just wanted to throw them out here and encourage you if you have been looking for a chance to come to something in the school. I think that's a great opportunity.
Yeah, it would be great to get, because I know we as parents, a lot of times are at those, but it's a great opportunity for others to get in and kind of see the school. See it from the view of a lot of the families and VIPs that aren't in the school all the time and see that. What's the format going to be this year?
Well,
You're like, I don't know yet, don't ask me, sorry.
that is a great question, Michelle. Now, we are going, as you see, for anyone new here, years past, or the most recent years past, we have done 3 days of Generations Day. So we have done the elementary schools on their own days, and then Armor on its own day. We are working towards hopefully making it all one day in the future.
It used to be.
It used
a long
to be,
time ago.
yes.
Yeah.
And as we
I forgot
grew,
that.
I mean, we're trying to accommodate grandparents for, especially the elementary schools, for 500 students. That's where the biggest bulk of our generations come from, our special friends. This year, though, so we're doing Armor first, and then we're doing Oak and Cherry the second day. In an ideal world, we will be able to make those half-day events. We cannot, unfortunately, welcome all, the guests of all 400 kids, or even the like 200 kids that might sign up at one time. So we're still going to have breakout sessions probably, but we're trying to condense into one day to make it easier, especially for those families who have students at Armor and students at an elementary school level, to maybe not have an awkward, weird gap in between those visits. That was feedback we got last year. I appreciate that, and hopefully this can help alleviate some of that. Yeah. While we still show off our school and all the good stuff we do. Okay, and then Evening in Paris, I know this is a long way away, and we have other things coming up in between then. But I did want to put a plug for Evening in Paris 2026. The committee has been hard at work already. It's a group of volunteer parents who really run this thing almost entirely. It is a circ theme, and to get motivation out there, to get encouragement, and to start fundraising already for it, t-shirts are on sale. So I will send you all the link, or I'll include it in the development committee report this month. But they're really cute circus themed t-shirts. They just say Academy Lafayette. They've got a big little circus theme to them. And participants who purchase a shirt also have an option to purchase a raffle entry for a table at the event. So it's kind of like for $30 you can get a shirt and a chance to win a table. Or you can just buy a shirt, or you can just buy a table. So I wanted to throw that out here as well. It's just a fun way to start getting the motivation out. We're at all the student success nights. I think we're at about $2,000 worth of shirts sold currently. And it was just fun. Everybody was excited to have these events kind of booked and ready to go, and it's neat to be able to start it this early. So
Is that the first time you've ever sold the shirts in advance? That's a great idea.
as far as I know, I mean, yeah.
So you don't have a date yet?
We do. Sorry, May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Yes. Yeah. Any questions?
All right, it's your show.
That's from our board meeting. Okay,
Amazing.
let's start with recognizing our wonderful staff for cherry recognition, the interns. So Lois Perlier, Sarah Yahya, and Crystal Lord, Leonard DeCortil. Those are the interns this year. And then we're also recognizing the host families who have been extremely generous to host them. It has been challenging over the years to find a host family, but these one volunteers, the Pitchell's family, Ocean's family, Loshul family, and O'Connor families. We need to tell them bravo and thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
And then also, OCOC is recognizing the interns. A big thank you to our new interns for their hard work and flexibility, their positivity and support are already making a wonderful difference in our classrooms. We are so glad to have you with us.
And look at them on the beautiful turf.
Beautiful turf, yes, you're right. Love it, kids. ARMA is recognizing the Positive Behavior Intervention System team. Remember that every building has a team for PBIS. ARMA is proud to celebrate its newly formed Positive Behavior Intervention System team. Already they are positively impacting the culture of our school. We appreciate their eagerness to work collaboratively and implement fresh and creative ideas to support student behavior. Their contribution is immense. I know the vice principal is very enthusiastic about this PBIS new things.
Good.
She is extremely active on that. Thank you. For the academic program report, this is just to, we talked about it before, and then just more information about the International Baccalaureate career-related program that we're adopting this year. At this point, Academy Lafayette has 2 programs. This is the 3rd one. We have the middle year program, was the first one we adopted in 2016, 14, 16, around that. And then the diploma program is the high school one, and now the career-related program is also high school one. It's more of a CTE, career technical education part for the IB. So this is the 4 programs of the IB International Baccalaureate. We don't have the PYP. PYP is for elementary. And then you have the MYP, DP, and the career program. So these are, at this point, the career program around the world, state, countries where you have the career programs here. Remember, it started in 2012, is the newest one, 13 years ago. So, and what does it do? It prepares students both professionally and academically. You know, what is being done here is combining the CTE and the rigor of the IB together. International Baccalaureate program develops students to become global citizens, fosters attitude and habits of mind to allow students to become lifelong learners, reduces the academic versus practical divide. Remember, the perception of CTE and then the full IB, because there's some rigor that is added to have the CTE. Is CTE, career technical education with IB. So the career-related program has 3 parts of educational framework that consists of academic coursework from the IB diploma program. Every student has to do 2 IB courses. At least one of them would be high level and one standard level. So that's one of the difference. So, and then the CP course also where students develop professional skills. They taught professional skills. So there will be a class for professional skills engaging in language development, interacting with community engagement, and produce a reflective project on their CP experience. They also have career-related studies where students gain real-world experience in a chosen career field. So, again, the career-related is a combination of diploma program and the career technical education. We already have career technical education. Our kids go to Manual Tech. So what we're doing is working with them to make it more rigorous for our kids. The CP Corps bridges the IB academic courses and the career-related studies and provides students with a combination of academic and practical skills. So I attended one workshop a month ago for CP, and we have a consultant visit on Wednesday, September 17th. Our teachers at Manual Tech will be here also. They'll be meeting with the consultant. Our board will be meeting with the consultant and some parents too. So it's more about, again, giving our CTE students a chance also, if they want to continue their college career, to continue. That they'll be able to do it because they have the rigor to continue to do it. Any question about this career-related program?
I just want to say a comment. I think this is great. So this provides for students to have an individual pathway
Yeah.
to find what their skills, their strengths, their passions are.
Yes.
So I think that's great to be able to provide that. That's what's needed in our world right now.
Yeah, I never did not really like the divide of CT, who's going to CT and who's going to IB. And I'm glad that when I have to attend the workshop, I'm glad that they have the rigor. At least if somebody takes 2 IB courses, that might be accepted in college, so to continue doing it because of the rigor. Because you can do engineering, you can do also technical education, biotech or computer science or construction, auto mechanic, and so on, combined with IB.
Those you just listed are CP
Course, yes.
courses, okay.
Yeah.
And how, we got CP right now, you're just adding rigor to it, how many?
No, we don't have CP. We have CTE, Career Technical Education. We already have it. We have around 33% of our 11 and 12th graders doing CTE. Among them, water management and so on. So what we're doing is adding the rigor so that they also are prepared for college. Because remember, for high school, has two main missions: college readiness or career readiness. We want also the kids who are doing career readiness are also prepared for college at the same time.
So that's primarily for the kids who don't want to go to college.
Pardon?
That new program is primarily for the kids who don't want to go to college?
Well, there are kids who do not want to go to college. But
So
if
that's
they,
what this program is for?
yeah, for those who do not want to go to college or want to go to college, it depends. For those who do not want to go to college, they will take this program. But you can also take it if you want to go to college.
So that's either child, either.
It's either.
Yeah, so any child should take it.
So, and then more and more, because this is, as I said, first people perceive CTE, the formation of professional outcome, for some kids. And most of the time, continuing to college was not really it was an option, but it was much more difficult. But this one will help them if they want to continue to do something to also do it.
So in your ideal world, you talked about 33% are doing the CTE right now. In your ideal world, what's the percentage that's doing CP in 5 years or whatever?
Well, that's very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough to answer.
Yeah.
Because again, the whole debate about is college worth it or no is starting to come with AI and something like that. Just before we started our high school, I had some parents who were very knowledgeable of all the things, and then at the time was telling me their kids will be going to take some credential that will give them more money than even if you go to college. So that's why what we want is give kids the opportunity to get a great education. If they want to go to college, you're going to go to work, and then if they want to go later to college also, they do it. But hopefully we'll have a 40-60 at least. Would be great.
I agree with you. It's not one track anymore.
Yeah.
It's being able to combine those skills, college and having some of those other skills as well. So I think it's great.
And it goes also with Project Lead the Way. As I said, it's not only professional like practical, but you can do biomedical and to continue, or computer science to continue. We have one of our students doing engineering, health science, and so on, or engineering. So it's more more diverse, and can be interesting.
Yeah. It's amazing, especially as costs of college rise. And
So one thing I want to add here also, we're partnering also with School Smart Casey, who gave us a grant. Is it 40,000? How much? 50,000, yes. They gave us $50,000 that will be paying for their credential with manual tech, but also the IB, these kids' IB exam, they will be paying for it. Because School Smart Casey and the Kaufman Foundation, they're really pushing for every kid to graduate with a market value, market added value. Either it's a college credit, IB, or a profession or credential or something like that.
it's fantastic.
Okay, full testing underway for kindergarten readiness and dyslexia, reading in MWE. I think I told you we may be changing our testing. It might be the last year for MWE because it's not very, they don't have a contract with DESE. It's no longer approved by DESE. So either they renew their contract or we'll go to STAR or iReady. So one of those programs to continue testing our kids. Staff engagement L is going to the Royal Game on September 19th and new staff picnic on September 20th. So we will be offering it for our new staff picnic. PBS boot camp K8 to launch this year, the year this year, and then we'll be launching a boot camp for K8. Principal's Coffee. All three campuses, every quarter, we have a principal's coffees, allow the parents to come and hear about what's going on in the buildings, and the principal to inform also what's going on. So on September 15th, our sponsor, San Luis University, will be conducting the annual oversight visit here in the three buildings. They'll be looking at the facility, the finance, personnel, and also the program. So it'll be next Monday.
Are you seeing traffic for your principal coffees?
Pardon?
Are you seeing parent traffic for your principal coffee sessions?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. Sometimes we have, 25 parents. Sometimes we have 7 parents. But it depends on what's going on.
Sure.
And it seems to be higher at Oak and Cherry, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think by the time we get to middle school, we think we know everything as parents.
The good thing about the Principal's Coffee also is an opportunity for the principal to hear from some parents,
Yeah.
things that we did not know of,
Yeah.
and then that's being talked about. So
Yeah.
it's good to hear them. Even if you have 5 parents, they always come up with something
Yeah.
that you may not be aware of. For the operations report, bus inspections completed in August 25. All 3 locations passed health inspection report week in August. Facilities completion of Chain Oak, the turf that we just said, completed. Kids are very, very happy. So the oak field have been fenced. If you have visited it, it's higher fence. Because we thought that it would be good to also make sure that field is well protected. And also we can do other things there. So we did not think about the fencing the cherry one. We'll see how it's going to go. So the roofs have been completed too, which is fantastic. Having it done, and hopefully we won't be dealing with leaks. Classroom remodeling at Cherry. Cherry, we hired few more people, and we had mainly office issues. So we had to make some renovation in the cafeteria, where there used to be a storeroom for upper room. So we create 2 offices there, and we create another office from a classroom that has a kitchen to help accommodate the reading. Remember, we hiring 2 reading interventionists, and then an additional social worker too. We used to have 1 social worker for two buildings, Cherry and Oak. Now every building has a social worker and a behavior interventionist. And we're trying also to hire 2 reading interventionists for each building. So it requires having offices. So we are trying to hire 1 French reading interventionist and an English one. At this point, what's interesting is Cherry has the French one and Oak the English one. We're still looking for an English and a French one. So, request for proposal submitted for Cherry HVAC. Stephen just talked about it. And we're going to move to our new bus station on September the 14th. It will be a good, big move. It will be fantastic. Great. It's going to be the quickest board meeting.
I know.
Any question, anything you have a question, concern?
My question is, are there gonna be soccer goals in the Oak campus?
Yes.
Okay, they're just not in yet.
Yeah, at Oak, Cherry has soccer goals,
Okay,
but Oak doesn't have yet.
right,
And I think we're planning to buy one anyway, because we
Okay.
need good goals.
so soon,
Soon, very soon.
okay, so to answer my parents,
Yeah, we have smaller goals for small teams, but we need the proper goals for, yeah.
yeah, the proper things, okay, thank you.
So have you seen an increased need for the intervention?
Pardon?
Have you seen an increased need for the French intervention, English intervention in each of those schools, and that's why you're?
No, because we just need to give a proper support. We used to have paraprofessionals for English and French. We're replacing them for professionals, teachers, to work with kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade to support them in French and in English. So we used to have paraprofessionals, now we're having reading interventionists for that. And we have also reading intervention time, 30 minutes every day, where kids who need support are helped in small groups. Kids who advance will be reading in French books, and then they will work with their teachers to develop the reading skills.
You talked about getting everybody ready for the next step after high school. Do you guys do ACT, SAT testing or test prep?
ACT. We do ACT testing for our kids here. So one thing, we're still looking for somebody for test prepare, somebody who can help our kids. We used to have one, our librarian, and once she left, we were not able to find another one. So that after school, kids will be helped prepare the ACT.
So do kids get to take the ACT for free, or do they have to pay on their own?
That's a good question.
So that's one of the things
It's
that
interesting.
Lincoln is doing, they get to do all their testing.
They do it because of their free and reduced level.
Yeah,
That's why it's free.
okay.
Because our free and reduced is not that level. I was not taking it, I've been paying. But I think there's been a discussion about how do we support those kids who need it. So that's a very good question.
Yeah.
For the testing, are we going to do French testing again this year?
I don't know, yes. So we have been discussion whether or not it's good, but I think we're going to continue to do it 1 more year and then make a determination whether we continue or find a better one or not.
Have the results been ever given to the parents on the?
I think so.
I don't think we read
I need to ask the principal. I don't. It's normally yes. But I'll ask the principal if he will send.
Of which test?
The French test, you have to test
Yeah.
level.
Have you received anything? No?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We took it last year for the first time.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it.
In high school, do they do like seal of biliteracy?
Do what?
Seal of biliteracy?
Yes, we have seal viruses. Yeah.
Okay.
And in the graduation also we give them a ribbon for seal of viruses.
All right, any other questions?
So another question, in the vote package, we have the admission numbers.
Yeah.
Are we going to be discussing them on temporary, final, or? is there-
The admissions, the whole number will be discussed in October
Okay.
for when we do.
So that's a work in progress.
Yeah, once we do, because admission number would be final. Pudesi is the last Wednesday of September.
Okay.
Once we get to last Wednesday of September, we know now these kids are here.
And so we think they're going to change?
It may change up and down, I don't know, but in October, the board meeting, we'll do the enrollment numbers and the demographic, free and reduced, everything will be done.
That will be a longer board meeting.
It depends, hopefully, we're not gonna do the same thing, the mock test or something, the mock test may be
Yeah.
early or no, and NWA, but that one is mainly for that, demographic, enrollment, and free and reduced and so on, be done. Because whatever we're sharing now, I just share, put it there as information so the
Right,
board
no,
can
that's
look
great,
at it.
very
Yeah.
useful.
All right, my report is pretty short. You all got a couple of key rings, stickers. If you want more, we have them. If you have multiple kids at home, things like that. And then each of those 3 bags up there, there's enough for everybody to have every color, so take what you need. I
Oh, you take a
know.
bag?
Yeah, you can take 3 bags. So that's first. Second, I will be sending out the updated annual board rules, pledge, conflict of interest, and then links to the policies that are referenced in there, so you can all review those and sign them and send them back to me. So we want to have those on file. We will, let's see, you, Stephen, Alan, we're attending the Charter Association Annual Conference in, I think, second week of October, right before the board meeting. Allison, you too? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we may come back with, and Dana, you're probably there, aren't you?
I'm actually presenting.
Ah. I'm
You
sorry,
have-
I haven't looked at
At
the
least an
agenda.
hour for a nap.
All right, I'll
And
settle
I'm
in.
presenting on, an eagle eye view at boards and their, like, this is what's killing us, people, stop doing it.
Oh, good. Okay, I will be there. And then, last on my report, actually, Dr. Sanders is going to give us an update. Some of the newer board members, Dr. Sanders is a rep from SLU, you know, our charter sponsor, and she did building visits and is going to give us an update on that.
Well, good evening, everyone, and I'm always pleased to be involved with anything that has to do with education. I love the game called school. I love students. I like to see teaching and learning, and I don't think they even called us that at the time. I think I was kind of nerdly, or whatever that is, but I know that I did love reading and mathematics, and so anyway, I have the job right now being a sponsor, helping with the sponsorship. Every charter has to have a sponsor, and SLU is fortunate to be with Academy of Lafayette. But on the back to school events, I like to be at the back to school events and watch the kids. So I got to be, I've been trying to, you know, of course, get in kindergarten, but they won't let me. So anyway, I just hang out as much as I possibly can. And so I started my day at Oak, and I did learn to say my name in French, like je m'appelle, Madame Sanders. And I did also learn in kindergarten to be able to, you know, also say if I was doing okay. So we're not doing okay, but I was doing okay. And so what I did witness was the involvement and the encouragement of the teachers with the students. And it really, honestly, is just delightful to watch. I was able to do everything with the crisscross applesauce. I don't think if I'd gotten down on the floor if I would have been able to get back up, but they were able to. What was really being emphasized, number one, was this kindness as well as this idea of processes and procedures. You get those down and the teacher can teach. And so the kids were learning the processes and procedures, and they were doing different exercises. I also was at Cherry, and I saw kids, and I saw kids on the turf, and I saw kids, in the hallway, and kids, in the classrooms. But, one of the best things, I did not have $100, but a little girl walked up to me and she looked at me, down, and she said, "What grade are you in?" If I had $100, I would give it to her, but I didn't have $100. So the kickoff to the year was great. It was exciting. The teachers were, busy putting up their bulletin boards and doing all of those things, and everybody was very, very excited. In the kindergarten, as the children came in, there were very few tears, except for the parents. I saw some of them doing good daddy in the eyes, but the kids were A-okay. Also, one of the things that I do is that I'll be visiting the schools more than this, but I'll be visiting each quarter. There are site visits, and the sponsor during the site visits, what I really like is that you get to interface with the teachers, be in their classroom, and then ask them questions. And it's a means of seeing whether or not everybody is saying basically the same thing, and they are usually, well, almost always. And one of the other things that, so our first, we will be doing a compliance visit next week here in the Academy Lafayette schools, and the focus will be on safety, because it's the beginning of the year. Safety is extremely important, and so we'll be checking, well, just actually basically with your eyes you can see, but there are some things like, okay, the fire drill law, then do teachers know what they're supposed to be doing in the fire drill, or an active intruder, and those kinds of things, so that your kids are safe. So we will be doing a compliance visit of about 1 to 2 hours in each of the buildings. And then after we are doing compliance visits, then we will be also, once a quarter, we always coordinate with the superintendent and the principals. And it's also a lot of fun, is to be in the classrooms and watch the interaction. And I was just so impressed when the fifth graders can explain their math concepts or their math problem on the board and say it all in French. I'm just so impressed with that. That's why kindergarten, fifth grade is probably where I fit. But I don't think I'm going to get in, so I'll just enjoy doing my visits. But it is a great job to have. I have had the experience of being an assistant principal, Valley North, and then being over the high schools and being an assistant suit. So I've had the opportunity to play this game called school, and I think I'll just extend it as long as I possibly can, because I do enjoy it. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think sometimes we even forget, those of us, with kids in the school, you sometimes forget how amazing it is until, you know, I've been on a lot of tours here when we've had, you know, people coming, reporters coming, and the fact that these teachers don't know somebody's about to visit their room, and they just take it in stride and they go, and it's impressive every single time. You know, this isn't a rehearsal, this is seeing the real thing, and it's pretty amazing. So, yay, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, anything else from anyone?
Just say Mr. Bang is a new tour. You've never been on
Yes.
his tour.
Which, by the way,
Me?
You?
Me,
Brad, you haven't had the official tour as a board member, and Colleen, we need to, yes.
You didn't have one?
Well, you did twice.
Twice,
Yeah, he's had one.
We need to organize one, probably sometime next week if you're available. I'll send you a choices of date, and then if
Yeah.
you're available, you can do it.
that'd be
Yeah,
great.
so Brad,
Right.
Colleen, and Gloria.
Yeah, let's do it so we can see, yeah.
Everyone else has had, yes, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Good stuff.
Yeah, very good. All right, and with that, we are adjourned. What time is it? How'd we do?
Yeah.